It's a local family-run restaurant that's been serving up authentic Tex-Mex for more than half a century, now nationally recognized by the James Beard Awards. But for residents of East Austin, it hardly needs an introduction. For our first edition of our series, Authentically Austin, we're taking you inside Joe's Bakery.
Yes, Joe's Bakery, how can I help you?
The sizzle of beans and bacon. The plop of homemade tortillas on plates. It's been a symphony for the senses at 6 a.m. 6 days a week at Joe's Bakery since 1962.
Their food has been constant, so that's what keeps me coming back. Plus homemade tortillas, you know, you can't get those everywhere in Austin.
Papa con huevo y uno de barbacoa.
These days, Roseanne Maciel and her daughter Regina Estrada run the bakery/restaurant.
The age before beauty. You.
Christian, do me a favor real quick, sweetheart.
A community hotspot for generations of customers on the east side, with generations of Rose and Regina's family at the helm. Each photo on the wall is a memory of their family's history and of Austin.
When I look back, I get very emotional. So, she put it all in love of family.
You're still crying in baseball. I've told you that. You want a napkin?
Though they'll be the first to say, working with family isn't always easy.
Mom didn't answer me. Mom ignored me. Mom.
I'm the worst employee, remember?
Yeah, right.
Rose first started working here when she was 11, when her parents, Joe and Paula Avila, ran the place.
I mean, I grew up here. I used to sleep behind the counter because my parents would come to work like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
But you can't tell the story of Joe's Bakery without, of course, the story of Joe.
So my grandfather was kind of who everybody fell in love with. People come in and they're always looking for Joe. Where's Joe?
Joe's boyhood dream was to be a baker. His parents ran a baking business in Austin in the 30s, and he dropped out of grade school to help them out. Though the restaurant bears his name, Joe's story begins and ends with women, especially his mother, Sophia, one of the kids in this photo.
It's that picture right there. It shows my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and a friend crossing the Mexican border at 17 years old.
Joe later served in the Korean War, coming home with a Purple Heart and symptoms of PTSD. It was his mother, Sophia, who found a way to bring a sense of peace back to his life.
She sold the business to him for $100 and said, "You decide. Do you want to take care of your family or continue the road that you're going?" And so, of course, he chose his family.
And their business thrived. But Rose and Regina didn't plan on following in his footsteps.
This was not our destiny. I mean, it is our destiny now, but it was not what we set out to do when we were younger. When I was in college, this is not what I said, oh, I'm gonna go, to my family business. No, it's not.
Nor I.
Rose worked in insurance for 30 years. But after her dad had 2 heart attacks, she came back to help. Joe died in 2011. Today, his 62-year-old restaurant is so popular, sometimes customers can wait an hour to be seated for their famous huevos rancheros, migas, and more.
It makes my heart swell with pride when I see an 82-year-old senior come in by themselves when they used to come in here with their other half.
That's the story of Heriberto Benavides, whose wife died in March.
Well, it kind of reminds me of she and I being here in the mornings and had our favorite little booth and a lot of happy memories. So I'm still going to continue coming here forever, I guess. You got to keep these old places open for as long as possible.
But keeping this old place open has gotten harder. Regina says rising costs in Austin have put a strain on their small business.
How are we protecting the very life that is breathed in, the culture, the essence of what makes Austin, Austin? How are we protecting it?
Joe's is a community constant, now rare in a changing Austin. enjoyed by a carousel of notable customers over the years. From Darrell Royal, Cesar Chavez, musician Ruben Ramos, and former Governor Rick Perry. Last year, the nation took note. Joe's Bakery received an America's Classics Award from the James Beard Foundation.
But she told me, I said, no. I said, maybe you meant the other Joe's. There's a J-O''S on South Congress. I even took one of those little James Beard luggage tag
that they have.
I went and put it on his grave. I said, we did it.
Yeah.
But if you look hard enough, you can still find Joe at Joe's anywhere. In his photos, his recipes, his beloved bakery,
Cinnamon, the red, the besitos, the yellow with the pink sugar.
and in his daughter and his granddaughter, now taking the reins.
And my favorite thing to tell them is my grandfather didn't have any sons, or he didn't have any grandsons, nor did he want them, because he said the boys were too much trouble. So all he wanted were girls.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more from Austin Insight.
You can also watch full episodes of Austin Insight for free on the PBS app.